What is going on, YouTube? The Blu-ray King is back for an all-new Blu-ray update, and today I'm coming at you with The Death of Superman Lives, What Happened. This is directed by Jon Schnepp. The entire movie is pretty much fan-funded, and it's about Superman Lives, which was the Superman movie that we were supposed to get in the 90s, starring Nicolas Cage. That's right, Nicolas Cage was gonna be Superman. Can you imagine that? Oh, there's a big ball in Metropolis. I'm gonna punch it, yeah. So the movie was to be directed by Tim Burton and produced by Jon Peters. And Jon Peters used to be Barbra Streisand's hairstylist. He gets a lot of heat for this in this documentary. Now, how the movie all came about is Jon Peters somehow was able to acquire the rights to Superman after they expired from Warner Brothers. So he teams back up with Warner Brothers to produce the Superman film because they feel Superman 3 and 4 were pretty pathetic. And Jon Peters and Tim Burton worked together before on the Batman films. So they had a history together. They knew what everything was going to be like. There was a couple different scripts that went back and forth. Kevin Smith wrote a script, and like all the other writers of the script, based it on the comic arc, The Death of Superman. They decided not to go with Kevin Smith's version because Jon Peters gave him some real specific rules for the script. He wanted no flying because he thought it was fake, and he hated the costume because it was too faggy. So the suit was going to be completely different than any other Superman suit we've seen before. The villains were going to be Lex Luthor, Brainiac, and Doomsday. And they really wanted Christopher Walken to play Brainiac, and in the end, Brainiac becomes this big, huge fucking spider that they wanted Superman to fight. And Jon Peters also suggested that there be a fight scene with Superman's guards at the Fortress of Solitude. And Kevin Smith had suggested, why would he have guards at the Fortress of Solitude? He says, oh, well, let's make them polar bears. They're the most ferocious animals in the animal kingdom. He also said the same thing about the spider. So every animal he thinks is the most ferocious animal in the animal kingdom. There were some leaked pictures that got out of this Superman costume with the long hair, and people were talking mad shit about it for years. But the long hair thing, they explain that Superman had long hair in the comics at the time, and Tim Burton suggested that they weren't going to leave it long like a mullet. They were going to wrap around in some little curl thing. So they fired Kevin Smith. They went through a couple more different scripts, and they're about 2 weeks away from filming, and they get canceled. Tim Burton is devastated still to this day. He does not like to talk about Superman Lives. And in the documentary, he expressed real interest in actually finalizing this project. He still wants to make this movie. Let's get a GoFundMe for Superman Lives. Why don't we start one of those up for Tim Burton? Now, this documentary is packed with tons of bonus features. You got plenty of deleted scenes, director's commentary, which I haven't watched yet. Then there's a crew commentary, which has the director, the producer, the editor, and 2 more producers that give commentary. There's an origin story to why they started this documentary. Red carpet premiere, a filmmaker Q&A, a Q&A with Kevin Smith. There's a word association with Tim Burton, which is really, really weird. Tim Burton just gives the weirdest fucking answers. Any of the fans that donated to this movie had a credit in the end. There was like probably a whole 60 seconds of them scrolling worth of people that funded the movie. I thought that was cool. So do I recommend The Death of Superman Lives? Yes, I do. You guys should go ahead and order it. I picked it up at the Rose City Comic Con and had Jon Schnepp himself sign it. He's a tall motherfucker. That's all I got for you in this update. I got a couple more coming next week, so be on the lookout for those. And until the next time I see you, stay true and stay blue. Oh yeah.